Some believe the effects of hype between anime and video games to be essentially incomparable. I empathize with the argument, mostly because the utility of gameplay trailers, as well as much of discussion and even organic promotion, is ideally supposed to illustrate specifically the type of experience you will, or at least could, have with a game. An anime or manga trailer, on the other hand, is often simply a collection of scenes, and community hype—
I see.
The American people are tired of women.
And community hype often borderline conspiracy theory.
The raid is failing, everyone. Wait, the raid is succeeding today.
But once again, ideally, they should present to you the appeal of a series and an encapsulation of the sort of experience you're going to have with it. In my case, you end up with examples like hyping myself up for the demon v demon fight between Nezuko and Daki thanks to a bunch of clips floating around on such dens of degeneracy as Instagram, only to find out it's like 2 minutes long in reality, is immediately followed by the show moralizing to me about why I actually shouldn't want to see that fight, Lamau, and is surrounded by a bunch of characters standing around literally talking about their individual character tropes. That's pretty much Demon Slayer in a nutshell, though the marketing and community hype would have you convinced it's a show primarily about the satisfaction of cool fights. And people still have the gall to complain about Fate Zero dialogue when these walking talking tropes exist. No, I'm not claiming that I think I would have enjoyed either of the shows in blind viewings. The shows clearly aren't for me.
Gonna be okay.
But I did go into Classroom of the Elite with unfortunate expectations. Expectations of a show about a super special school with cutthroat class hierarchies, big bombastic battles of wit, occasionally flashy fights, and a deep main character with an idealizable level of intelligence and cunning. And you could describe the show that way, just as you could describe tofu as a replacement for meat. But ultimately, it's a show about school, almost primarily.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
They, have points instead of money, the allocation of which depends on their school performance and behavior. They therefore learn about the merit system and capitalism occasionally. The main character, ayanokoji Kanoji Kojima Shitake Makima Mishima.
This must be Yamato Takeru no Mikoto.
This quick-witted, thick-rimmed, slick as a whip Mama Makasa trick
is a super secret psychopath super soldier. And that's pretty much it. Fit to completion with a vaguely tragic backstory and a mysterious white-coated mentor, all of which could mean pretty much anything depending on the next twist that will occur in a string of season-long mystery box bullshit cliffhangers about who the hell he actually is. He's emotionless and stoic. He's the smartest guy and the fastest boy, trying to be the most inconspicuous dude, while secretly, simultaneously, actually making a psychopathically valiant puppet master level manipulation effort to get the entire class to Class A, even when his strategy is strategically losing an entire sports competition. Now you could backflip 360 no-scope mental gymnastics your way to, as I often do, some clever stuff about the art of war and appearing weak when you're strong, but I'd feel as if I was giving the show too much credit in the way of general substance and density of ideas. While the show is full of stock asset level character templates, most of which have nothing to say.
Crazy!
I know, but what, some of them literally speaking. It's most unfortunately the sort of show where characters could be arguing over whether or not a character deserves attention, and it would probably still be a 5-minute long scene with dramatic lighting set to a tense buildup of soundtrack music that often blares louder than the dialogue, which is occasionally kind of funny. It's all hyper dramatic, but they never do anything that's actually interesting or cool or relatable. Let's see, what's something interesting they do? They go to a remote island and fight over who has the best campsites or something?
In these trying times, why not tell the world you'd rather be watching Yuru Camp?
While the show does absolutely increase in darkness and complexity immediately in season 2, problem solving felt more like convoluted homework than anything, a mess of numbers and group names to remember. It's not like they didn't know that, as they spent the large part of a full episode making sure to repeatedly explain those group names, the numbers of points, all the potential outcomes, etc., to make sure even an idiot like me, who was brain dead and zooming through everything at 1.5 to 2x speed at this point, would still kind of get it by the time it was actually happening. I guess there's technically animation in this anime, but the show is absolutely moving manga to its core.
What the heck is this now?
Anyways, I'm gonna resist the urge to go down a generic 5-point criteria checklist. You get the point. The show's clearly not for me, and I probably realized that a handful of episodes in, so why'd I even watch it up to this point? I guess I mostly just feel bad about how often I fail to have my finger on the pulse of what sort of stuff masses of people are actually viewing these days. I mean, I'm supposed to be a quote-unquote anime reviewer or something, right? And as often as I may say old good, new bad, I often find, essentially every season, at least a couple of shows both large and small that I end up absolutely loving. But, I can't shake the feeling with many shows as of late that I'm watching a show with about 12 to 24 episodes worth of actual substantial content that's just gonna get stretched out for a few years regardless, as we seem to have went from nothing getting sequels or even adaptations in anime to everything getting sequels in anime, whether they're comparable or not, or of quality in general, of little import. And with that point made, I'm gonna show a little self-awareness and shut up. After making my final point, the fan service is pretty nice. I really dig the feathered soft brush look for curved lines, so 10 out of 10.
The Korozumi were born to burn! Kill them all!
I say that Aztecs clean people is aesthetic as fuck, which we all agree that it is. Just kill them now! Just kill them now!
Tama, get out of there!
Just kill them now!
Is that a thing?
Just kill them now!
Is this a meme?
Listen to me, iPhone warriors in worldwide poverty-stricken hermitages. Believe the picture and see the truth. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 6 equals 7. 7 equals 8. Equals ending the eternal control of hyperfucker, sissy boy, prostate gods, and Latino cream king slut warriors forever. Look at the numbers flying into your eyeballs and ingest them through intestines and out the sphincter of eternity into your brainwaves, reverberating worldwide into 4 billion people. Globe-wide into pure strain gold poverty forever. Culminating in the free market system equals eternal peace and liberty for all souls in the sensual chokehold of Steely Dan's enormous
Things you're not allowed to say.
all microblogged in the ever-watching eyesight ear zones of TV iPhone metacasts, living surrounded by the lie of cigarette cash, truth youth exo-criminals written onto the parchment of our mind souls, bodies consciousness by the Enron International Playboy Vice Lords Committee of Loco Boner Lords. Computerized sex lords triumph endlessly in the hills of your dreams, death, life, free market, and damnation running throughout your veins into the deadly living world sight sound robot conspiracy of pyramid scheme ultimate hell world death crime. Ultimate hell world super king stop feeding tubes deliver perfect poison intravenously, well-paid spokesmen belch rhyming sales.
We'll give you 90 seconds.
Was that Alex?
There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit. And that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a bitch like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse.